What's up, guys? Welcome to Daily Dose of Reddit. This is your host, Zach, and today's subreddit is r/fatpeoplestories. But today, all of our stories are written by the great user Kinvara because she's got a lot of good stuff, and she's a good writer. This story's called Dragon Fruit is Back, and she's trying to steal my fiance. Hello, dear friends of the Fat People Stories fraternity. It's been ages that I last posted, and most of you have probably forgotten about me already. Totally not seeking validation. For those of you who do remember me and Dragon Fruit, I have a juicy new update which should sate any likely sugar lows. Here are the characters. There's me, 27, female, 5'6", and 130 pounds. At my heaviest, I weighed 212 pounds, but brought that down to a low of 120 before gaining some of it back. It's the I'm blissfully happy in my relationship weight. Please don't sue me. 2. Hard guy from the previous story, who is now my fiance. What? He is a gorgeous, wonderful man, 30, 6 feet, and 187 pounds. Guys, I don't know if you recall, but I said I hope they get married last time. And you know what? Look at this. Look at this. I am so good at matchmaking, even though I didn't make any matches. I just agreed with one. And 3. Dragon Fruit. 27, female, approximately 200 pounds at 5'3". For those who have referred to the last story, yes, Dragon Fruit lost some weight. And honest to God, I'd be happy for her if she didn't strut around thinking she suddenly turned into a supermodel and tried to seduce every halfway attractive man she met, especially those already dating her own friends and acquaintances. Without further ado, here goes the semi-saga. So Hawkeye and I met at a wedding and started to date shortly after. It seemed too good to be true because honestly, the man is wonderful in every aspect. The most caring guy I have met. Honest, compassionate, devilishly funny, and handsome as sin. My self-esteem, which was badly battered after having been dumped by an ex due to my weight, took quite a while to recover even after I shed close to half of my body weight. For a while, I couldn't honestly believe that hot guy was really into me. But 3 months ago, he popped the question, and we got engaged a month after. We are due to be married in April 2020, and I couldn't be happier. Oh boy, I wonder what happened there. Dragon Fruit, however, had differing opinions on this turn of events. On the day of my engagement, I weighed 126 pounds. Dragon Fruit has known me since I weighed 212 pounds, and in those days, never once was she mean to me. She has also seen me drop to 190, then 170, then 150, then finally 120. Her meanness grew in inverse proportion to my weight loss. So when she saw me at my engagement, having turned up after the ring ceremony by the way, the first thing she said to me was, "Good God, Kinvara, you've gotten fat." Note, this was said audibly enough so my entire extended family, Hawkeye's family, and some 30 of our friends could hear. I was flame-faced. I felt like crying, but I gritted my teeth and just muttered something by way of a greeting. Hawkeye, however, isn't the sort to take this lying down. Very sweetly, he says, "Dragon Fruit, you're so late. You've missed the ceremony itself. Did the shapewear give you more trouble than usual to put on?" Bam! Right in the face. Dragon Fruit was looking visibly slimmer, and his comment clearly crushed her. But Hawkeye is extremely protective of me and knows my entire history, which includes the weight loss struggles. He wasn't about to let Dragon Fruit trample all over my self-confidence. Fortunately, friends soon diffused the situation, and the aunties all cooed about how much weight she'd lost and how pretty her outfit was. There's this one auntie on Hawkeye's side. Let's call her Plumcake, who does not particularly like me. Yes, Plumcake is a heavy woman, late 40s perhaps, around 5'5" and maybe 250 pounds. She has a predilection for loud, pancakey makeup and has a penchant for stuffing herself into clothes several sizes too small. Basically, she is an older version of Dragon Fruit. Plumcake weighs in, pun not intended, Darling Dragonfruit, you look absolutely gorgeous. You are easily the prettiest girl in the room right now, no question. Don't listen to Hot Guy. It's a nice thing to say, perhaps, but right in front of me, the woman getting engaged? I am not so sure. Anyway, Plumcake's comment boosts Dragonfruit's confidence, and she approaches us to present the engagement gift. She winks at Hot Guy and says,
"Did you hear that, Kinvara? You better keep that weight down or I'll steal your man before you know it, and you can forget all about that April wedding."
Before bursting into loud cackles and hoots of laughter, Plumcake joined in, and the other aunties laughed politely. Guys, you might think I am the damsel in distress kind, but I really am not. It's just, I get embarrassed super quick, and Indian women are always expected to maintain decorum, especially when, it's their own engagement. Hot Guy to the rescue again. "No chance of that, Dragonfruit. I'd marry her tomorrow if I could. The only way you'd steal me is if you bundled me up into a burlap sack and hauled me off yourself after somehow knocking me unconscious." All of our friends, plus the relatives, burst into laughter at this, and some even clapped and cheered. Told you guys, the man is wonderful. And also very popular. Dragonfruit is not. Anyway, the engagement was uneventful from here on out. We were thoroughly enjoying the post-engagement phase until last night. You see, Hot Guy is friends with Dragonfruit on Facebook, and we have multiple mutual friends, so she also has his number. Apparently, Dragonfruit lost even more weight since the engagement, decided to ask a photographer friend to shoot some pictures for a modeling portfolio, and, chose to send some choice pics to Hot Guy at 1 a.m. These included a picture of her in a tank top and shorts, easily 3 inches of cleavage visible, one with her in an almost transparent sundress with no bra and just a thong on, and one where she is barely covering her boobs with her hands and winking at the camera. These were followed by the message,
"So, have you changed your mind after that burlap sack comments?
You guys, help me out here. Dragonfruit is trying to steal my man.
Ooh, so scared."
Hey man, that's when you either block her or you wait until she gets really hot and then you ask her to be your guys' little unicorn. That's a joke, obviously. She's not up to good. She's up to no good. Alright, this story's called, "So Apparently I Am an Upgrade." Greetings, Fat People Stories. First off, I am not even sure it belongs here. Moderators, please axe if need be. Here goes. Characters. There's me, Kinvara. 26-year-old, female, 5'6", 123 pounds, down from 217 pounds over a year ago with the help of swimming, Seiko, and cycling. Godman. Early to mid-50s, about 5'10", will come to his weight later. Lilypad. Cadman's wife, maybe late 40s, 5'4", perhaps 170 to 180 pounds. So I met Cadman at an event. I am an aspiring writer, and the event was organized by a major publishing house. A sort of meet and greet where newbies like me could hobnob with stalwarts of the industry. Cadman is one of these people. Anyway, he seemed to be a highly intelligent and knowledgeable man, very helpful and a father figure of sort. I really looked up to him. His wife, Lilypad, is a veteran journalist, and I have met her a couple of times as well. One day, Cadman asked me to meet him for coffee as he wanted to discuss a writing deal. I've written a book of short stories which I have been peddling for a while. I was thrilled beyond words and immediately agreed. We met at an upscale cafe and discussed my work at length. He said he would expedite the process and also ensure that I got a handsome advance too. I was thrilled. He then suggested we go on to a fancy restaurant nearby to celebrate. I agreed heartily and said dinner would be my treat. Up until this point, I only thought of him as a mentor. A decent, intelligent man who liked my work enough to give me a leg up in the industry. So we reached fancy restaurant, ordered drinks and appetizers, and started to talk. I asked him about the early days of his career, secrets of the publishing industry, etc. Then I asked him how he met his wife. His expression changed instantly from joviality to something of slight disgust. He said, "Oh, come on now, let's not talk about her. We've come here to have a good time." This surprised me because they seemed very much in love. Lilypad seemed to adore him, and the feeling seemed mutual, at least in the few times I met them together. So I tried to be tactful. This is something very difficult for me to do. And I said something along the lines of, "But why? She seems amazing. And she is so resourceful, really brilliant." "Well, sure, but resourcefulness and intelligence aren't enough to make a man get it up in bed." To say I was gobsmacked would be an exaggeration. Never once had he even alluded to anything sexual before, and this was way too much personal information. I did not know what to say, so I just stared down at my drink, cheeks flaming in embarrassment. I don't know why he took my silence as a cue to elaborate. "When I met her 23 years ago, she was a slim and ravishing beauty. My, she was breathtaking. I didn't care a whit about how well she wrote or how ambitious she was. She was gorgeous. Look at her now though. She's totally let herself go. She hogs all day and does not exercise. I feel repelled by her, honestly." By this time, I was really irritated. Also, like I mentioned, I am not a tactful person. But Mr. Cadman, she looks absolutely beautiful even now. And I am very shocked at the way you talk about her. Even if at first you may have been attracted to her looks, surely you also fell for her as a person? And so what if she has gained some weight over the years? So have you, I'm sure. It is really not appropriate for you to be talking crap about your wife in front of me, or anybody for that matter. I could see that sweet writing deal slipping away from me, but honestly, I did not care. He was unfazed though, quite shockingly. "Oh, but so what if I've gained weight? It's okay for a man. As long as we have successful careers, it does not matter what we look like. Women, on the other hand." I tried to barge into the argument here before he cut me off and put a hand on my knee. The shock struck me dumb. He continued, "A young, beautiful woman like you will go far. Capitalize upon your looks as long as you have them. In fact, you already are. Why do you think I am helping you with the deal? I'll tell you. The moment I first saw you, I knew I wanted you in my bed. Not because I love your writing. Plenty of good writers around, but not all of them look like you do, you see. A man in my position is always looking for upgrades, be they in gadgets, cars, homes, or women. I am woefully lagging in the last aspect. You could be my upgrade. Just wait and watch how far it takes you." And then he started to slide his hand towards my inner thigh. I smacked his hand away, stood up, and stormed out without another word. It was a crowded restaurant, and I did not want to create a scene by yelling and slapping him as he deserved. I blocked him from all forms of communication. There are ways to get a book published which don't involve being someone's sexual upgrade. Also, since I promised to mention his weight later, he weighed easily 320 to 340 pounds. The entitlement was strong in this one. The end. Okay, that is incredibly disgusting. That poor man's wife. You know what? If you want to freaking sleep with other people, like, before you go cheating on them, like, at least talk to them about it. Who knows? Maybe they'll be open to it. You know, people nowadays, they're into anything. But if they're not okay with it, then either, you know, respect their wishes or just leave and sleep around, be a hoe if you want. Just leave your innocent spouse out of it, man. This story's called Indian Wedding Diaries. Fat shamed by woman at least 75 to 80 pounds heavier. It's been a while since I posted anything, and thankfully, Dragon Fruit hasn't been able to do any more lasting damage. Not that she didn't try. Beatus Bot will probably do its job linking my past stories in the comments. This is a comparatively short tale and might not be as Jimmy Wrestling as the others I've written, but I think it still needs to be told. Here's the cast. Yes, there's me, Kinvara, 26, female, successfully lost a whole 90 pounds since October 2017. I now weigh 127 pounds at 5'6". Hot guy, 29, 6 feet, approximately 175 to 180 pounds of broad shoulders, trim waist, and veiny muscled arms. Referred to in the previous story, and now my boyfriend. Peanuts. 27, female, friend whose marriage this incident took place at, approximately 140 pounds at 5'4". Her stats are relevant.
Jelly auntie.
Mid-40s, early 50s, maybe 5'3" and 200 pounds. On to the story! Now, I don't know if it is the same in weddings of the Western world, but Indian weddings are replete with these 3 F's: food, festivity, and family. Lots and lots of family members. Relatives of a neighbor of a relative. Things like that. The most infamous of this lot, however, are the judgmental aunties. Middle-aged women who make it their business to judge everyone else's appearance, outfit, profession, lifestyle choices, significant others, what have you. Anyway, Jelly Auntie is Peanut's distant relative. She has a son, Marmalade, who she once tried to set me up with. I was not interested. I was a tool. I arrived at the wedding with Hot Guy as my +1. We were a group of nearly 20 friends, catching up, eating the delicious food, and generally having a nice time. Until Jelly Auntie and her obnoxious coterie came up to us. We had met her several times before, since Peanut is a close friend of many years. Her friends are mostly irrelevant to the story, so I won't bother with descriptions. Jelly Auntie proceeded to ask of my male friends questions about their careers, showed genuine interest, lavished praise upon almost every one of them. Then she turned to the girls. No questions about their careers. She attacked all the unmarried ones with syrupy, sweet-voiced questions like,
"Oh, your parents are not even looking yet?"
or,
"Oh, but you were with..."
redacted,
"What happened? Did he leave you for someone else?" And hurry up, time is running out. Come, I'll introduce you to my son Marmalade."
before shooting a sideways glance at me. All this time, I was lurking away from the group because I mostly just wanted to avoid her. Then, as was inevitable, she sidled up to me and greeted me with a lot of fake enthusiasm. Indians reading this sub will know what I mean.
"Beta kaise ho? इतने दिनों बाद देखा, कितना अच्छा लगा, कितनी सुंदर लग रही हो,"
etc., etc. Important to note, at this point, Hot Guy had stepped out for a while to take a call, and had told me he planned to refill his plate after that, so he wasn't with me. Then Jelly Auntie very predictably shoots the,
"Oh, not married yet, but why?"
And before I could answer, she continued with,
"Yes, the arranged marriage scene is very disheartening nowadays. Such disappointing boys. My Marmalade though gets approached by 15 to 20 women every single day."
On a matrimony app.
"You must be using the app too. I am sure you do." Not that you are seeing someone anyway.
Yet again, I tried to interject when she chose to add this.
"As it is, you were so chubby last year. Even though you have lost weight now, I can assure you that you will pile on the pounds real quick again. Look at your plate. You're eating halwa? How can you?"
Note, dear Fat People Stories readers, that she had her plate piled high with an assortment of at least 7 to 8 carb-rich fatty foods, and had not even begun with dessert. The only dessert I chose to have was the halwa. I freaking love that, and did not partake in the 6 to 7 other options at all. I tried to explain, but she continued.
"How will you get someone if you eat like this? My Marmalade liked you even when you were fat. Now look where things have ended up. You're still alone, and he has all these wonderful women behind him."
Just then, Hot Guy joined me with a plate full of desserts. The guy is a fitness fanatic normally, but he sure has a sweet tooth. He was totally unaware of all that transpired between me and Jelly Auntie thus far, and proceeded to feed me a bit of rasmalai off a spoon. Just a cutesy thing. I ate that and looked right at Jelly Auntie, right in the eye while doing so. She clammed up right after that and found an excuse to walk away very soon. But Fat People Stories, her expression of utter shock and humiliation defies description. I can attest to everything said here. Desi aunties, man, they're They're so bad. They are incredibly two-faced. Every single time I go to Pakistan, I feel like, you know, a freaking celebrity. Everyone loves spending time with me. Everyone's so nice to me. And then there's a few bad apples there that do be talking crap though. But I don't care, it's fine. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode.